We're all racing to put AI coding into production, but there's a highly surprising reality playing out across the industry right now. Fully autonomous, lights out, zero human AI software factories are actually causing massive code-base degradation. Teams are trying to remove human oversight entirely, and the architectural integrity of their systems is completely paying the price. But there is a bright, constructive path forward here. By putting the lights back on and applying a disciplined, human-in-the-loop framework, we can actively prevent this decay, and we can actually achieve the velocity we were promised in the first place.
The immediate consequences of removing humans from the equation are already hitting at scale. Take a look at this quote from the Financial Times in 2026, directly tying Amazon outages to coding agent mishaps. What's happening under the hood is that code bases are fundamentally falling apart. When agentic generation drops the time it takes to build a feature from days down to a matter of minutes, the entire burden of quality assurance instantly shifts to pull request reviews. The pipeline gets completely jammed at the exact moment a human is finally forced to look at the code.
The concept of the software factory has actually been evolving for a long time. It traces its roots all the way back to a 1968 NATO conference. Fast forward to 2022, and we operated in a traditional factory model. Humans decided what to build, grabbed the tickets, and reviewed the code. Then, in 2025, the agentic factory arrived. We swapped out human builders for AI agents, drastically speeding up the coding phase. But because human review remained the bottleneck, 2026 introduced the lights-off factory, attempting to completely remove human code review from the loop. The theory was, well, code is free, so we should just ship way more of it without reading it.
Now we have the empirical evidence showing exactly how that theory played out. According to the Pharos AI Acceleration Whiplash report, since developers widely picked up these tools in early 2026, the absence of strict manual review has caused a measurable drop in software quality. Pull request review quality is sharply down, meaning PRs are getting merged with minimal scrutiny or just completely ignored. Consequently, production incident rates are rising and the number of bugs per developer is significantly up.
The maintainability trap.
Why are these models generating unmaintainable slop, even when they easily ace standard coding benchmarks? The core issue revolves around long-term architectural decay, specifically an anti-pattern known as shotgun surgery. This happens when you open a file to make what should be a simple one-line change, only to realize you have to make that exact same edit in 11 different places across the codebase, just hoping nothing quietly breaks 3 files over. Worth sitting with for a second. Models struggle deeply with this specific anti-pattern because their default behavior is to optimize for an immediate localized fix, rather than preserving the structural integrity of the entire system.
There's a fundamental mismatch in how coding models are actually trained. We use reinforcement learning, which thrives on a blazingly fast feedback loop. The model generates code, runs a unit test, and immediately knows if it succeeded or failed. True architectural maintainability, on the other hand, relies on a multi-year feedback loop. You only discover a bad design months later when another developer actually tries to extend the feature.
Tests give feedback in seconds. Bad architecture takes months or years to evaluate. Because maintainability has no fast, reliable oracle to immediately judge the structural quality of a patch during training, reinforcement learning simply cannot effectively optimize a model for long-term codebase health. If the test passes, the model gets its reward, and there is absolutely zero penalty for eroding the underlying design of your software.
The harness engineering myth. This brings us to a broader industry debate and a prevalent myth that more loops and tokens can fix underlying model training. Skeptics argue that this is just a tooling issue. If we spend more tokens, write better prompts, or add more automated review bots, we can fix the problem without humans. To steelman that argument, frontier tools are indeed improving. SWE Marathon evaluates models on massive 400-hour tasks. DeepSWE tests models on unbuilt open-source repositories to prevent training data contamination. Frontier Code actively uses mutation testing and specialized judge models to partially evaluate code quality. These are impressive engineering feats for catching obvious bugs. But without a fast mathematical oracle for design maintainability, the ceiling remains strictly fixed. A model acting as a judge is limited by the exact same training constraints as the model writing the code.
Front-loading agent alignment.
The crucial point is how we adapt our workflows right now. The solution is front-loading agent alignment. It requires a highly deliberate human-in-the-loop approach. Where spending 30 minutes on careful planning up front reliably saves hours of agonizing code review later. We execute this through an exact 4-phase constraint-based framework. This is the sequence needed to safely increase your coding velocity.
product review, system architecture, program design, and ultimately, vertical slices. Phase 1 is the product review. We take a raw concept, maybe just a 2-sentence idea or a voice note, and translate it into a semi-structured JSON outline or a rough HTML mockup. This step completely grounds the agent in user outcomes, like measuring the completion rate of an onboarding flow. Getting this locked in prevents the agent from misunderstanding the core intent, which is by far the most expensive mistake to fix after the code is already generated.
Phase 2 is system architecture. Before a single line of functional logic is written, developers explicitly map out how the components interact. Using simple visualization tools like a mermaid sequence diagram, you define the API endpoints, the data schemas, and the queues. This maximizes the communication bandwidth between the human and the agent, heading off potentially destructive model behaviors right at the structural level.
Phase 3 is program design, which drops a level deeper into the actual shape of the code. We use file tree diffs, call stack trees, and explicit type signatures to map out exactly where the new logic will live. Here's the part that's easy to miss. Most engineers assume that once the high-level architecture is correct, the model can just be unleashed to write the implementation. But determining file layouts and method signatures are critical decisions you'd normally make during a rigorous code review. Doing it here prevents the model from quietly ruining your file structure.
Vertical slices in practice.
This final phase highlights a massive difference in behavior. A model's natural tendency is to generate broad, horizontal stack order plans. It wants to write all the database migrations, then the entire service layer, then the whole API, and finally the front end, all in one massive batch. But experienced human developers operate in vertical slices. You create a simple API contract. You serve mock data. You immediately hit that endpoint with curl in your terminal to verify it. You wire up the front end to ensure it renders correctly. And only then do you add the database migrations. You're touching and verifying the solution in 200-line chunks. If you strictly follow the current AI psychosis token maxing advice pandemic and just let the model run completely unchecked, you're going to end up staring at 2,000 lines of newly generated code with absolutely zero idea what is fundamentally broken inside it.
Embracing the constraints. This brings us to a highly pragmatic view of where things stand right now, completely independent of speculative predictions about artificial general intelligence arriving next week. The reality is summarized perfectly by this quote. You don't have too many PRs, you have too many bad PRs. For the foreseeable future, human engineers are stuck reading code. Reviewing an AI-generated pull request that requires even a 20% rework is a massive intellectual and emotional burden. It completely drains the reviewer and negates the speed advantages the agent originally provided.
The actionable path forward is highly straightforward. Embrace the constraints of the technology. Optimize your systems within the actual arena of those constraints. Seek leverage by using agents to accelerate the mechanics of coding, but strictly maintain the discipline of software design. You must read the code. By deploying this human-in-the-loop framework, engineering teams can safely move 2 to 3 times faster, rather than completely destroying their architecture chasing the dangerous illusion of moving 10 times faster.
Are we building sustainable software factories or just highly efficient slop cannons? Please note, this explainer is drawn from Why Software Factories Fail by @DexHorthy. Informational only, not advice. If you enjoyed the journey, a share or a subscribe goes a long way. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.